What is going on, dude?
Hey, can you see me, dude?
Yeah,
Hilarious, isn't it?
yeah. I tried to send you an invite to a hangout. Did you re-embed this or no?
Yeah, I did. It's
Yeah.
actually live. I've been sitting here live actually for a couple of minutes now. I was just actually gonna hold on. Let me tell everybody to refresh there. Let me tell this really is funny.
Yeah,
I
it's a little glitchy at first. You got to try it a couple times. You get used to it. I
well, I
started.
mean, there's really nothing you can do when it
It just
just
booted you.
literally kicks you off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So let's see. Height 460, width 590. I think they're the same now. Okay, let me just tell everybody to refresh.
Cool. What's up, Grant? Good to see you, bro. Grant Dunn is a beast.
He is, dude. That kid's
He's
good.
awesome, dude. His wife actually came to San Diego. She's such a sweetheart, and you gotta hear that story, dude. It's just like Dee and Justin, where
Yeah.
she came to the event and was like, "These people are real as it gets," and she saw the vision, and now she's totally on board. She was blogging the other day. It was awesome. They made a video and stuff. It's really cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're doing awesome.
Hold on a second. I'll let me see if I got his. I just Let me see if I can. Oh, I got him right here. I'm gonna pull him on.
Cool.
I wonder if ever. Hold on a second. You guys can hear and see me now live. Just type in the live, guys, not the top video, but the bottom video.
Dude, you can probably pull that one, or you just want to leave it on there.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. We'll leave it on there. I
Yeah.
just
It's
people
the intro.
aren't these comments the most badass thing you've ever
Yeah,
seen in
they're
your
cool.
entire life?
Yeah, they're cool live feed comments.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, I think you guys can see me now. I'm actually trying to. Let me see if we can get some people on. Guys, bottom line is I want you to come down here and hang out in a secret location here in Florida. And I want you to jump in this pool right here. You know what I'm saying? I mean, this thing. Seriously, man.
This
I
is
mean, I'm
awesome,
just
dude.
gonna, I'm just gonna set that there for you guys to just kind of look at
You got them
because,
columns. You could probably set up like a rope swing. Huh?
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah,
swinging that sucker off the porch.
yeah. Well, I was just in this this really cool river that we go and hang out at sometimes, and I get a house. And we just kind of go out there and hang out. And there was these big, unbelievable rope strings. Here in
Yeah.
Florida, there's salt water that surrounds the entire state,
Right.
but inside there's all these little rivers of this super fresh, pristine water that's just unbelievable. And it's actually called Weeki Wachee River. And I was there. I don't even know what day it is. I guess it's Friday. I was there this last weekend, and it was so fun, man. It was so fun. If you guys have never been to Florida, we've got to get you here to Florida because it's just fun here. It's surrounded by water. I
Yeah.
spend at minimum a day, sometimes 2 days at the beach each week. I mean, every day is swimming pool weather. You know what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is you guys deserve that. I mean, you guys deserve to be able to do whatever you want to do. Chris, you're a dude who was a little bit like me, actually, man. I mean, we've hung out a lot and really got to know each other. But the truth of the matter is I mean, you were working freaking construction, just like I was,
Yeah.
weren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I mean, I dropped out in ninth grade. I used to sell drugs. I was in construction.
The funny
The
thing,
only difference is that you got more hair than me. So,
well, dude, I mean, looking at that beautiful bald head, I almost might just shave
you're a little
mine.
jealous, aren't you?
Yeah, I might almost just shave my head and
But
just
yeah,
go.
that's all I did, dude. I mean, it was sun up to sundown. You know what I mean? Just sweating and working my butt off for like nothing. You
Yeah.
know, half the time it was hard to even stay busy enough to pay the bills.
Yeah, yeah, it
Never
really
went
is.
anywhere. I think I hadn't taken a vacation since I was like a kid. that my family used to take me on vacations. Never took vacation as an adult. This last year we've been on. I've literally lost count. We go like at least once a month somewhere. I've been out of the country. Twice, three times now. This year alone. Never been out of the country my whole life. Went on luxury cruises, all-inclusive resorts in Mexico and Costa Rica. It's just been awesome. You know what I mean? It's completely changed. Complete change. I was terrified of flying. Like I just hated it. It like scared me to death. And then it went from January. It was like my first flight in like 8 years. And that was like my second flight of my life. Freaked me out. And now it's just like I don't even care. When we went to San Diego, I think I was on like 8 planes or something that week. Back and forth. So I'm a world traveler now. Loving it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing, man, what somebody can do when they I mean, the truth of the matter is it's a combination of a combination of 3 things. Number 1 is having the right information. And this is what I want you guys to think, or what I really want you to realize, because I mean, a lot of times I'm pumped up, you see me on stage, very rarely am I not talking loud and super excited. A lot of people, so we're having more of like just kind of a down to earth conversation tonight. But a lot of people, because there's so much misinformation, they really don't realize how powerful having the right information is. And I want you to think about this in a different term, or maybe a separate analogy is, almost 5 years ago I got clean, and I was running my life into the ground. I mean, I was killing myself, really. I wasn't even working construction at that time because I did work off and on with my dad, but at this point in my life I was so far low, I was unemployable. My dad wouldn't even allow me on his job sites. This is how bad I was, because it was just where I was at in my life. And if I would have ran into the wrong person who gave me the wrong piece of information, they would have told me something that would have literally impacted me at that time in my life, which I want you to think about was a very, very sensitive time in my life. I could have literally either done something that overwhelmed me. I could have made a decision that was was the end all be all. I could have went out and tried again. Any number of different things could have happened, but I got around the right people at the right time, which leads me to number 2. Actually, number 3. That's actually all 3 of the things: the right information, the right people at the right time. With us, getting into this industry, there's so many people who are wandering around like sheep, right? And they're getting herded from place to place by guru, right? From company to company, from product to product, and they're confused. And the reason why is because they're around the wrong people with the wrong information. And here's the third thing: being in the right place at the right time. Now, this is something that's very much so overused. The whole timing thing. Right. Literally every single company that launches in the network marketing space uses the whole timing thing. But the truth of the matter is the reason why 99% of the time the timing with these companies really doesn't matter is because they don't have the culture and they don't have the fuel that's really driving the affiliate base or the distributor base. So it's just one of these fear of loss type tactics that says, get in now, because if you don't, other people are going to join, your friends, your family. Well, the truth of the matter is what's happening here. And I want you guys to really sit back. And those of you who are new to the industry, if I can just share something with you that I didn't know when I first got involved, was that it's very, very rare that you have a magical combination of all of these things that come together at the same time. Oftentimes you have maybe good information, kind of good information, but the people are not delivering the information that really is beneficial to you, right? Maybe you have good people, and they've got great intentions, but they've got bad information, and that's where a lot of people get themselves in trouble with misinformation. Because guys, here's what I can tell you: is there is a lot of misinformation out there. and it's not particularly information that is being put out there to harm people. It's exactly what I'm telling you it is. It's misinformation. Okay, so when you get on the internet and you see a video of somebody who's telling you that they're going to help you make $1,000 to $100,000 a month, this person may have never made a dime before, right? The difference between what we have, and this is why I'm excited about the master's course, is because for once, guys, for once, and I'm telling you this because I want you to really, truly not only get pumped about $3,000 commissions, and I want you to get pumped about winning the affiliate contest. I want you to get pumped. I want you to go for number one. I damn sure want you to get an iPad, okay, because you deserve one. But I also want you to know that for the very first time, you have the combination of all these different things that are coming together. You have the right information from the right people, and it's happening at the right time.
Right.
And you just mentioned Costa Rica, dude.
Right.
What had you ever seen anything like what we did last month in Costa Rica? As far as the number of leaders there and what they talked about down in that course.
No, dude, I've never seen anything like that. And like I said, when I was down there, I realized as I was sitting there listening to all the leaders, and we had, what was it? We had 2 huge long tables all across the front of the whole room, full of leaders that are making a ton of money, have done really well in the industry. And what was weird is that, when I first got started doing this internet marketing stuff, when I ran into Dave, he shared some of the information that he shared down at the Masters retreat that I really haven't heard him talk about open a lot of places. And I've sat and I've listened to all the leaders that were on the panel. And what was weird is that although I never heard him say the stuff that they talked about at the Masters retreat publicly, it was all the same stuff that Dave taught me when I first got started. And guys, I don't know how it happened to me or why, or I mean, I have some ideas, but it was the right time with the right information and the right people for me when I got started. I ran into Dave. He was at a point when he was just transitioning into a new phase of his career where he was getting into new things, and when I first got online was when he opened up this course teaching what he does, and he doesn't talk about it all the time. That's what we talked about in the Masters retreat, except a whole lot more. And it's the exact information that I've used. And to be honest, I haven't used it fully, but it's responsible for every last bit of my success. And it's the stuff that really counts, the stuff that really matters, the stuff that really builds big businesses. Not the junk that you hear, like you said, from the herders, sending you this way or that way, just basically spin you around so you keep spending money. I mean, this is the stuff that if you comprehend, and it's not real complicated, you just have to forget all the rest of the crap that you've been fed your whole life, and from all these different leaders teaching you all this junk that don't work. Scrap all that stuff. Pay attention to what they say. Keep those things in your mind as you're building your business, and I'm telling you, it'll never be the same. I mean, just period. I mean, it has totally changed my life. Totally changed my outlook, my perspective on business, what works, why it works, and how it works, right? And I'm telling you, it's nothing what you think, is what I've found. And I don't pay attention to the crap out there anymore because it's just garbage. And I'm so thankful for Dave Wood and Empower Network and just the stuff that we share here that you really don't get anywhere else. And I don't know why exactly, you know what I mean? I don't know if it's that the other leaders in the industry don't know this information, or they don't realize what actually is making their success, but it ain't the crap that they're teaching. You know what I mean? It's not. I mean, you know what I mean? If anything, it's what's making their success is them teaching crap and keep selling it, right? But that doesn't help anybody else. You know what I mean? And it's kind of hard to teach that. Yeah, just teach crap and you'll make money. that doesn't go over really well. But we actually, you know what I mean, especially in this retreat, we just covered some stuff that was deep. But I'm telling you, it's not complicated. It's weird that when you find the things that really make for success in the industry and you realize what it is, it's so stinking simple. You know what I mean? But you just have to forget the rest of the crap that you've been fed and get rid of that stuff and focus in on what really works. And that's the stuff that we covered. And I'm telling you, it this year is going to be an amazing year for the Darty House because I'm focused back on what I'm supposed to be doing. I get distracted pretty easy. I'm sure a lot of you guys do get distracted with all kinds of stuff. But we break it down from beginning to end, wherever you're at. It doesn't matter. I mean, we went what the first step was 0 to 10,000. That's what we covered, exactly how to go from 0 to 10,000. And guys, I just came from there, right? And I talk about that in the course. And a lot of us, you just came from there, and we talk about that. How do you get from 0 to 10,000, and then from there up and up and up and up? And I'm ready to do 100,000 a month. I know Tam's ready. You ready, Tam?
I'm ready to do my first $100,000 month, man.
Yeah, buddy. Let's do it.
I think it's just right around the corner, and it could be as early as next week. It's just being able to help a lot of people at different levels, and
Yeah.
I think that's what that master's course is about, right? I mean, I don't know of a product which actually targets how you can go from 0 to 100 grand, 250,000. Like most of them are like, get to 10K.
Yeah.
I mean, Empower Network is like, well, that's kind of weenie. You know,
Yeah,
you can
it's
get to
right.
10K. I mean, it's if you just apply yourself and do the things that we tell you, have the 8 core steps, and actually get people to events and
Right.
belief level, you're going to make 10K a month. But if you're stuck, you're stuck. You know what I mean? If you're stuck, you're stuck. And so being able to break through that, I mean, that's some gangster stuff.
Absolutely. And here, guys, let me just tell you just a little bit about how I got started and why I think it makes sense to get the course, right? Obviously, we went down there, right? We thought it was valuable. We thought it would be something that would be beneficial, and it was. It was way more than what I thought it would be. I mean, to be honest, it was amazing. It really was. But when I first got started in internet marketing, like I said, Dave came on the scene. I ran into Dave. Way came on the scene. I mean, to be honest, it was amazing. It really was. But can you just hit mute on the blog post video? That's all it is. If someone's on the blog post, they just got to hit mute. That's how we're getting double feed. But anyways, I didn't have the money to get this thing, right? Dave was putting together this course. He was going through exactly what he does and has done to create the income that he has online. And I was like, shoot, I want that. But you know what I mean? I wasn't sure if it would apply to me. You know what I mean? Because it was like deep, advanced level stuff. I was just getting started. Like I'd never done anything as far as online marketing goes. And I thought, you know what? I don't know if I'll be able to apply this right now, but at least I'll have the information for when I get to wherever it is he is. You know what I mean? Because I planned on from the beginning to make a ton of money. You know what I mean? I wasn't planning on just making a little bit. I think at the time he said he was making like 80 grand a month, and I was like, that's what I want to do. If he can do it, so can I, right? And the reason I bought it was because I believed that, right? I already knew in my mind that I was going to be there. I was going to get to where he was if I just found out what he does and do it, right? So it wasn't a question of, am I going to? I knew I was going to. That's why I did, and I've done whatever I had to do to get to where I am. But as far as the course goes, I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, well, are you going to be able to use this? I said, well, I don't know, but, I know eventually I'll get to the place where I need this information. And I'm telling you, I wasn't sure, but because I went through that information and I've had those concepts of what creates influence, right? What creates income? What really makes this business work in the back of my mind as I moved along? It's guided me the whole way through, and it is 100% responsible for my success because I had these principles that I learned that were basic but powerful. I had them in the back of my mind the whole time as I moved forward in my business, and that's what you guys need the blueprint, right? And that's exactly what it is. You need the blueprint to go from nothing to as far as you want to go, right? And I had that from the beginning, from the week I started, really. I had that blueprint in the back of my mind. So as I was progressing and coming across new things, I had those principles and those concepts and what created influence and a real business in the back of my mind as I move forward, and it's guided me. So anyways, I think you guys should just get it because you know what I mean. You want to be able to have that moving forward. A lot of you guys are just moving and you don't really know where you're going. this gives you the where you're going and how to get there. And it doesn't matter where you're at. It'll get you to the next step.
Yep.
Hey, we just had Sophia at least pop on it. I don't know if Aaron's with you as well, but hey, how you doing, Sophia? What's going on with you?
Oh, doing great. We just got back from dinner and saw you guys holding this. This is awesome.
Well, we gave everybody about literally. Well, Darty, what did I was it? Did I actually give everybody 5 minutes, or was it?
Yeah, you sent me the email 5 minutes beforehand, and then it took me like 3 minutes to like write the email, and my list got like at 1 minute till 10.
I think this is awesome.
So Sophia, just to plug you in about what we're doing, we're just kind of having a super chill. We've actually got 243 people back on. We had almost 700 people earlier, and then we got kicked off. But like the blog post talks about, as you know, you were actually down in Costa Rica where we did the master's course. We're getting ready to launch it to everybody on Monday. We're getting everybody the opportunity to get their orders in because orders are going to be entered into the order that they were received. We actually just We've had hundreds and hundreds of orders that we've submitted. Those are going to start being opened up for everybody. What up, Big Pimp? What up, Big Player? There he is.
Hey,
Mac Daddy in the house. So here's the nutshell though, is we're releasing that. The bottom line is everybody needs to get it. If you don't know why, go back and watch the video that I've literally laid it out for you. Darty just laid it out for you. Tam's laid it out for you. I think Tracy touched on it before she got kicked off. But I mean, it's a perfect storm of the right information from the right people at the right time, and that is what creates a magical combination of what we like to call money momentum. Okay, and you rarely get this. You get this. You know, this is not something that happens every few years or couple of years. This is something that usually happens maybe every decade. Okay, is you get something that creates this type of money momentum to where people not only are making money who have made lots of money in the industry, like Aaron and Sophia, like Tracy, like Tam, right? Even though he was working in a cubicle. Now we told that story earlier that this frugal Asian man who was working in a cubicle who couldn't imagine $12,000 a month. Did literally, and this, I don't know if I finished this story because I often speak in open loops, is that, Tam, I think that actually, brother, you were making 20,000 or 30,000 or whatever you did the first month, and I think that you still really didn't believe it. Now, this is just my guess because you didn't quit your job. But anyways, the point that I'm making here, guys, is we've got the perfect storm of information from the right people at the right time. This is something that happens very rarely. And what's going to happen, a lot of you have seen something that's very rare. Normal people making 10 and 20,000 a month. Now, this is something that does not happen often. Tracy Walker's got the kitty cat there saying hi. There you go. The white ant, very, very pretty cat. Funny story is, I can't actually have a cat here because if my daughter touches it and then touches her eyes, she blows up like her eyes just pop right out of her face. It's unbelievable.
See her mask? She's the count of, her name is Monte Cristo because of her mask.
She's actually looks like she's got one of those Guy Fawkes masks on.
That's right.
But sorry, I wanted to ask Aaron and Sophia a question because what's going to happen is you guys are what everybody has been seeing, and it's been just everybody's been getting excited, and it's like, people are making money, people are having breakthroughs, people are not only, again, like I said, making a lot of money, but having personal breakthroughs, and normal people who have never made money before making 10 and 20,000 a month. But what we're about to see when we release this course, from a combination of the information that people are now going to get, and also having the ability to make $3,000 commissions, that's another perfect storm. Usually you have something that's overpriced but undervalued. With this, people are actually getting a lot more value than they're paying for. But what's going to happen is you're going to see a lot of these incomes from some of our leaders even, and people who are up-and-coming leaders that are 10 and 20,000 a month. You're going to start actually seeing those turn into daily incomes. This is my vision. This is what I actually see is going to happen over the course of the next 30, 45, 60 days. But Aaron and Sophia, you've actually sold a lot of high-ticket stuff before. So you don't have to project a vision. You've actually have experience from it. Wanted to get you guys' thoughts. Obviously, telling people we're giving them an incentive to get in to promote this next week. Not only to buy, but to promote. Everybody who makes 3 sales of the Master's course is getting an iPad. And plus, we're giving away $10,000 cash and some other cash prizes for a 2-week contest that we're doing. It's on the front blog right now. But guys, what the hell do you think is going to happen to people's incomes when we actually let this cat out of the bag?
Well, it's not so much what we think is going to happen; it's what we know is going to happen, because we've seen it happen. But it's pretty remarkable if you think about it. You can make high, or what we call top tier income with, what we call low ticket pricing. Now, low ticket doesn't mean low value; it's extremely high value. But look at the sheer volume of people that are not only making money in Empower Network, but the amount of money that they're making is just ridiculous. Just by having the room stand up in San Diego and getting a chance to see all the new people that made their very first dollar online. But what's cool is that they're making 100% commissions, whereas most companies don't even come close to that. But when it comes to the master's course and the fact that it's a natural progression, so if you just focus on bringing people in at the $25 basic membership level, I mean, who can't get 2 people a day? I mean, that's what it takes. And if it takes you 30, 60, 90, 120, 180 days, you're going to be somewhere in 6 months, you're going to be somewhere in 9 months, you're going to be somewhere a year from now. What if it took you a year to get to 2 a day and you kept that for 90 days straight, right? I mean, would $30,000 a month be a bad thing even if it took a year to get there? I don't think so. It took me, 15 years to get to $30,000 a month. And that's because I did it the old school way, the old traditional, methods that don't really work these days. Not for most people. Didn't work for me. I worked for it, but it didn't work for me. Not until we got to Power Network did we actually get a chance to see that at the grassroots level, that the average person, and we talk about average people sitting on the couch eating bonbons, and above average people are on these, on these Google Hangouts and on getting on webinars and listening to conference calls and being a part of a team. This is really a place where we've seen a lot of average people that are becoming extraordinary, not just because of the income, because the income is a byproduct of who you become in the process. And I mean, just look at this, Chris Daugherty, I almost called you Jessica Tam. Look at that, Lawrence. Lawrence.
Trace. She's Jessica's wife too.
Yeah.
Everybody's wife is named Jessica except you.
Except for my wife.
Yeah, right.
Tam, is that your wife's name also? Jessica Tam?
Jessica, yeah.
I like the Wu-Tam clan. That's
Jessica
what I
Tam,
like.
Jessica Daugherty, and Jessica Rush.
Yeah, that's right. And Rush and Rash, pretty close to And then if you think about it, Rash and Cash are pretty close to,
Aaron, I mean, the funny thing is you guys were kind of, I knew you were around because I started to actually get a rash, you know what I'm saying? I knew you were trying to get on the live stream, you know what I'm saying? And it was actually right, I've got my wallet in my pocket, and I it started to get like hot back there and started to kind of pulsate on my butt cheek, and I was like, shit. Fucking Rashkins are trying to get on. You know what I'm saying?
So we gave you the itch, actually, is what it was. So, yeah, I mean, to just finish up what I'm saying, Dave, it's a natural progression for people because, when they come in at the $25 level and they see all the products and they realize that they can, have a $4,625 customer potential with just one sale at each membership level and get the product for free. I mean, where do you get a product for free that's worth, hundreds of thousands of dollars with just one single sale? Am I knocking you out of the way, Soph? Look at her; she's like sleeping over here. So, yeah, I don't see anything but 6-figure months for thousands of people here. And it's funny. I said earlier, you're going to be somewhere 6 months from now. You're going to be somewhere 12 months from now. That's in the traditional sense. This doesn't have to take that long, and when you tell yourself that it's easy and you act the part, right, because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's like what Lawrence used to say, it's too tough to make, 20,000, 25, 30,000. But when he changed his paradigms right? When he changed the way he looked at things, the things he looked at changed. So if you tell yourself it's easy as hell to get 2 people a day,
Right.
I may not do it tonight. It may not happen for 90 days from now. It may not happen for 30 or 60 or 180. But it is easy to get 2 a day. All I got to do now is the work that will lead up to it. Because the money's yours. You just got to go out there and claim the check. And the master's course is just going to completely change the game for people because the product is badassery right there. Wait till you see this product, guys. It's so tight. I mean, just sitting in that room right there. It was the missing piece to the puzzle, like I said in San Diego last week. So you can't afford not to have it. It's not about what it's going to cost you. It's about what it's going to make you when you take it seriously. And if you are taking your business seriously and you want to be taken seriously, this is the information that you deserve to have. So when it comes out, when you can buy it. It's a one-time purchase. When you make one sale, it's free. It's yours. And you own that course for the rest of your life. And that information is there. And like I forget who it was earlier. I think it was Dave Sharp when we first got on. We heard you say something about listening to the Inner Circle, 5, 7 times a week, every day listening to it. It's like your favorite movie. Imagine watching your favorite movie. How many times can you watch Rocky, right? I know I can watch it 101 times. Right, Darty? I know you like watching that stair scene, right, where he runs up the stairs in Philadelphia. And every time you watch that movie that you love, Braveheart, Rocky, Cinderella Man, Schindler's List, just a million movies. There's so many great movies, right? Every time you watch it, you always see something else you missed the first time or the second or the third or the 99th time. There's always something to learn, always something to pick up. And when you own the master's course, you have that forever. And this is information that is evergreen. It is timeless. It will be good for you to use for the next 3, 4, 5 years. And by then, you won't even need the course anymore because you'll be teaching it. And the people that are teaching are always making the most money. So
that's an awesome, and I just wanted to add, for those of you who have gone to college, I want you to really understand why we go to college. We go to college because people tell us that's where we make our money. That's a career path. They'll teach us in 4 years, and trust me, everyone's going through college. You go to these classes, you're like, why do I got to take this class for? It makes no sense. Why do I have to learn astronomy? Why do I have to learn basic calculus? I mean, it goes on and on and on. But what if we told you there's a way we can teach you from the people who are actually doing what we do to make money today versus theory? Right. See, in college, they teach you theory about the building blocks, but what you really don't know is what you learn in college doesn't really apply to the job force. And the job force, unless you have a master's or a PhD, bachelor's degrees in engineering, they teach you exactly what you need to know at the job site. They just want to know, can you learn? That's it.
Yeah.
Can you learn? Are you responsible? Can you work with people? And if they can find that out very quickly, they'll hire you. GPA is sort of a deal because really if you don't have a high GPA, it's probably because you don't work well and you don't do your work. You're kind of lazy, basically, right? But in internet marketing, most people take the opposite. They're like, I want to make money before I learn. We spent thousands of dollars to go to an engineering course and in hopes to get a job, in praying, give me a job, you know what I mean? And it's crazy that people come in thinking, I want to make, $20,000 a month. And I'm like, well, what kind of education do you have on making money on the internet? And they go, I don't have any. I'm like, well, why do you think Empower Network is here? Empower Network is here is to show you what we physically do. What we physically do. And the cool thing is it saves you thousands of hours. Why? Because people ask me, Lawrence, how'd you build your business part-time? And I go, did you buy the Costa Rica Intensive course? I teach it. I show you exactly what I did, how I was able to reproduce my efforts in that one course. So people ask me, teach me. I go, well, buy the course. Watch it 100 times. Buy the course. Now we're going to show you a course that takes you from 0 to 100 and beyond with the things that we physically do today, right now, and it will apply forever because it's not the small things. It's not like, well, what if you change this HTML here? Why don't we change this color here? That stuff will evolve and change from testing, but the proven things on how and why people buy and why people don't ever break through the 10K per month barriers because people aren't learning the actual things people do today to make money. Everyone here on this panel has made a lot of money doing the things that will teach you. And if you want to learn, you must invest in your education. The one thing my dad, when I was a child, he taught me this. He's like, look, son, I'm going to make you do a bunch of odd-end jobs so you hate them. The reason is you will learn after the summer. I'm like, what? I repaired AC units. I painted houses. I stripped fences. I built all kinds of I tore down toilets, whatever. I did it all. And my dad's like, you know why I asked you to do those things as a part-time job? I was like, well, why? He's like, well, I want you to use your mind versus your hands versus your body. I want you to understand people can take everything from you, but they can't take what you've learned.
Right.
And so, you guys were the real life Daniel-san and Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, that's cool.
So, like, it is, and so my dad's
Tracy, is that your favorite analogy?
Well, you know what? My next favorite one is Darkman, Batman. I'll share that story later.
Hey.
There's the
She's got a mask on.
She's got a mask on.
Oh, she's got the mask
Oh,
on.
this is crazy shit.
She kind of looks like David before he cut his hair, actually.
Tam, you're. I don't know if you were done, brother. I didn't want to interrupt your thought.
No, I mean that's basically it. I mean, most people want it done for you, but like, well, why don't you do it for yourself? Why don't you learn what we're doing, and then you can apply yourself? But most people want, some microwave type, business, and like, well, you can have a microwave, but it's not healthy for you. It's not good for you. And what we want to teach you is, look, if we can teach you something that sits in your brain, teaches you core principles of how to make money on the internet, you can do it anywhere. But we're going to show you how to do it successfully within Power Network.
Right.
Yeah. No, I mean, it really is true. I mean, the truth of the matter here is the reason why everybody's like, what's the difference? What sets you guys apart? And the truth of the matter is it that people are making more money here? Yeah. But I think Tony Rush said this a long time ago. This is a leadership factory, right? Yeah. This is a place that separates the men from the boys, right? The girls from the women. This is the place that we have so much talent to pull from, right? And the cool thing is, all of the talent is not in competition with each other. So it's not like this is this incestuous type of egotistical community. This is a place to where somebody can come in, and because of the way that people embrace somebody, they can come in, and here's what I want to really tell you guys. This is actually what we mean by release your inner badass. All of you sitting on this call tonight have this very specific set of skills. If you didn't have them, you wouldn't be on the call tonight. If you weren't an A player, you would already have hung up this call a long time ago. You would have clicked off. You would have went back to play Bejeweled on Facebook or whatever the hell it is. The reason why you're watching this live stream or this hangout tonight, the reason why you listen to Inner Circle videos, the reason why you are all in, the reason why you can't wait for the master's course to come out, it's not even a decision. This is not a sales pitch. This is about teaching you how to take the skill sets that you have right now that may be a little bit disorganized. They may be a little bit discombobulated. They may be like I was when I got clean almost 5 years ago. And guys, literally, I couldn't even put a sentence together when I began copywriting. People would send me back the emails, not only because the spelling and grammar was horrible, but because literally I could not articulate a thought. I would talk, and now a lot of my ADD talk is done on purpose, right? Because I speak a certain way for a certain reason. And here's the master, Chuck Marshall. Now, let me tell you something. I'm going to get to Chuck in a second. Let me finish this thought. Chuck, you're just. I'm going to sell. Now I got to tell that story in a second.
Chuck's a superhero, bro.
Chuck's a badass. I mean, you just look freaking like a badass right now, honestly. Hold on a second.
Mic, dude.
Before we get to Chuck, listen, guys. If you're watching this video right now, there is 100% chance that you have a very unique skill set or a very unique story that you can take out into the world, and you can speak and you can make $100,000 a month. It's not money that you're after. what you need is you need a place that can teach you how to take those skills, teach you how to take that story, and turn it into a money-making formula. And what happens is all the people that are on this call tonight, all of them are at the same place that everybody is when they start, which is unorganized, right? We've got skills, we're all talented, but we don't know how to take those skills and that story and make us money. And what you get in this master's course, what you get by being all in, what you get by following the 8 core steps, what you get by coming to the events and shaking hands with the leaders, is you get the specific ways by hanging out, because it rubs off, and by learning exactly how to take what you already have inside you. And this is the important thing that I want to tell you guys. A lot of you are looking for something that's outside of yourself. It is already inside of you. If that can give you some hope, we just can teach you how to take what's already there and turn it into a 100K per month formula, right? You have already got everything that you need to make money. And what we're going to show you specifically, and I have never literally seen anything that has done it as well as the master's course does, we're specifically going to teach you how to take what you have and literally turn it into something that will enable you to write a paycheck for the rest of your freaking life. Now on to Chuck Marshall. This freaking guy. This guy, okay? Let me tell you something about Chuck Marshall. Now, he's an elusive creature, and he only comes out at night, okay? So I just want to tell you guys this first and foremost, I want to preface this with it. This guy is a very mystical mystic. He's almost like the Loch Ness Monster a little bit, okay? He literally only comes out at night. And I have a side business. Now, I sometimes money comes in, I don't even know where it comes from, but I've started a side business. I did a conference call down in Costa Rica to where I said something about Chuck Marshall's butt. I'm serious. And I started getting so many now this guy's making $50,000 a month, $60,000, $70,000 a month. Don't get it twisted here. But we had so many requests come in. People were willing to pay up to $1,000 just to give him a smack on the butt. I'm serious. I'm serious. Just a nice wallop, right? So I said, I said, what the hell, right? So we just set up a little business, got a live of. Thank you. Chuck. Anyway, just before I introduce you, we're talking about number one, 10,000 cash, top prize, 2-week contest for the master's course. We're talking about how badass the course is. Everybody on the call is going to buy it. If you haven't listened to the audio of the week that we did Monday night call, it is a requirement, okay? It is a requirement. That was one of the best calls we've ever done. We're going to open it up on Monday, badass affiliate contest. Everybody who gets 3 sales is getting a freaking iPad. I mean, it's about the people from the bottom to the top, right? Everybody gets a chance to get something and make a difference in their business, okay? But you, dude, okay, you're freaking now I'm a contractor. I used to put in orders at the concrete facility. You used to be a dadgum concrete order taker guy who sat in a damn trailer, and you also probably, I don't know if you knew you were going to be making $70,000 a month, but I don't know. I have no idea. I just know that what we're trying to do is tell people that they already have what they need inside of them. They just need the right information and the right people at the right time. That's what the master's course is giving them. I assume that's what you got along the way to take you from sitting in that trailer taking orders for concrete to now be making $60,000, $70,000 a month. Welcome to the call, brother.
Yeah, I appreciate it. And by the way, I haven't seen a cent of that ass slapping money yet, so I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. No,
Checks in the mail.
No, yeah, I thought the biggest difference for me when I was appreciate that there. No, the biggest difference for me when getting out of the job, that I was the concrete dispatching to doing this stuff full time, working at home-based business full time, is a lot of it was my belief level and understanding that I could really do something, make money from home and control my own schedule and control my own life. And so when I started making money on the side while I was working as a dispatcher, I would do whatever I had to do. I think me and Lawrence have some stuff in common. I mean, I would do calls or take calls in the morning on the way to work, and then I'd go out in my truck on my lunch break and do whatever I had to do. I'd be on my little BlackBerry because that's what was popular back then. And, I'd be on my BlackBerry trying to email people back or do whatever I had to do just in those breaks, like lunchtime, dinner time, before work. And then, when I started, I remember the first time I had like a $20,000 month while I was working at the job that I was making like 40 grand a year at, and I was like, okay, this is costing me money to come to work now, So like it was different. Like I had this, this shift, and understand, that I could really do this, and I told my wife, I was like, I can do this. I feel like I was meant to do this, and I wanted to give it a go full time, and so we had already phased her out of her job, and I left there, and I haven't been back to any kind of job ever since. And it's like the money's great, but it's just also very liberating. The freedom, the time freedom. I can do whatever I want. I mean, it's fantastic. And so a lot of the cool stuff that I learned at the master's course was I mean, like, all the different speakers and stuff up there that we had, and I learned a lot of stuff just being there. And I also became, my belief level about just being at events and doing things like that was increased dramatically, because I was there and I would meet, the handful of folks that were, that were there with us, and then I would see their, like, something switch in them. Like, I remember one of the gentlemen I met the first night, he goes, I got everything I needed. He goes, I get it now. I understand what I can do. I can do it. And he goes, I can just go home now. I can go home. I understand what I need to do and how to do it. And it was just, it's nice to see, like, when people have that shift and they start doing it for themselves. And so I was like, wow, this is really awesome. This stuff really, really works. And so, that's why I'll be at every event that I can be at now and participate in everything that I can be in. And it's just awesome, man.
I don't know if anybody just heard that, but we've got a guy here who's, doing whatever unbelievable amount of money. Now your income's probably about to increase about 30,000 once we start this butt slapping business on the side. I just want to let you know. So that'll put you over 100,000 a month right there. But I mean, with the release of this master's course, Chuck's definitely going over 100,000. He's doing 70,000 a month right now, and I mean, I don't know if you guys heard that, but he said what I learned at the master's course. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if any of you, if that gives you a clue of what is important to do inside of your business, that should be it. Is you hear all of us on the line tonight? What is the difference maker inside of our business? Well, the difference maker is for me, when I was learning how to become just a productive member of society, what did I do? I had to stop and sit back and listen to people who had the experience, who had come before me, who had done it before, right? And I had to learn from them. They had to show me how to live, show me how. For me, now this is just my story. So they had to show me how to be a father. They had to show me how to hold a job back then, which I never was really good at, right? Because I always showed up late. But then when I got in marketing, I had to actually humble myself enough to realize that I didn't have all of the answers, and I had to get humble. I had to invest in my business. I had to start paying attention, looking past the bullshit, right? Looking past all of the hype. Stop running and being a sheep and being herded around from guru to guru and product launch to product launch, and find a place, find a person, sink my freaking teeth in, get humble and learn. And I can tell you that hanging out with Chuck, guys, you put these people on a pedestal. You put them on a soapbox. Dude's one of the most humble people in the world. Dude, you're just freaking badass, man. And here's what I think for you, as well as everybody on this call right here, as far as the leaders and all of the leaders and up-and-coming leaders that are coming up in Empower, is I think you're a $250,000 a month guy minimum, right? And we're just getting started, dude.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, absolutely, and I appreciate the compliment as well. And I never consider myself anything, special or above and beyond. And I like to just hang out with people. I'm just a regular guy. I mean, that's what I consider myself as. It's just that, I've just one of the biggest things too that I've done is just like take action. I mean, when I found out I was going to be a father a long time ago, that's what really motivated me to actually get it going. Whatever anybody's why is they have to find that out for themselves. But because that's, like I said, going to the master's retreat is the thing that helped me a lot was like I said, the belief level, because you can have like the nuts and bolts and everything you need to plug into to work a business or advertise or do whatever, but if you don't actually do anything with it, nothing's going to happen. And sometimes people get hung up at is is that part of it, and so that's why I think it's really important to be a part of that stuff, and I'm excited about the launch of it, man. I've been waiting for it. I mean, I don't even have an iPad. I don't even have an iPad, but I'm sure I'll get one now. So no, it's awesome.
Hey guys, let's all go through here one time and just give our kind of closing thoughts here about why people need to get all in. And really, I mean, let's just sit back here. Let's just, everybody who's listening, I mean, it's always, you can always be in different situations when you're listening to a conference call or when you're watching a hangout or something. You can be in the stance of being skeptical, or you can realize that the majority of the people, and I'm going to kind of reiterate what I said at the beginning of this call, are usually literally about to cross the line of having a breakthrough, right before the miracle is about to happen, and they quit, right? Or their skepticism keeps them from crossing over that breakthrough line, right? So many people are right there. On the other side of a decision is the dream, is the life that you've always dreamed of. Literally a life beyond your wildest dreams. If you're listening to the stories that we're telling you tonight, realize that it's all of these stories came from making a decision. And everyone comes to that point to where they're faced with either a fork in the road, go right or go left, right? So I want you to sit back and I want you to just listen to everybody as they tell you why. Just freaking why, because we're not afraid to tell you. Here's why we're not afraid to tell you to get all in, is because we're all in. In Empower Network, we don't tell people to do things that we don't do. Dave and I, we don't have huge egos, okay? So we don't put our name all over the leaderboards and everything else. But guys, we're actively marketing. We actually are actively marketing. Our affiliate account is doing. We did I think 150 or 60,000 last month. Again, income disclaimer, empowernetwork.com/PHP /income.php. Results are not guaranteed, okay? But guys, we are all marketing. We are all reinvesting 20%, a minimum. I invest more of our profit back into our business. We are speaking to you, which I know people are not used to this, from experience, from the trenches, from a perspective of walking beside you, not behind you or in front of you. So I want you, as you're listening to our leaders, okay, our badasses, people who are making the money that you want to make, right, who are living the lifestyle that you want to live, I want you to realize that this is not a freaking political debate. We are not politicians. We are not motivated by getting reelected. We don't give a shit about any of that stuff, right? That is not what this is about. This is about regular people who had a breakthrough because they made a freaking decision and are now living their dreams, okay? And if you are willing to open up your mind and open up your heart and turn off your head, which constantly talks you out of every good opportunity that the world presents to you, if you are willing to get out of your own way for 5 freaking minutes, and on this call tonight, if you're watching this and you're not all in, or you're not even in, you need to get in. If you're not all in, damn it, isn't it freaking time to get all in? Isn't it time to start following the 8 core steps? Isn't it time to start listening to Inner Circles every day? Isn't it time to start listening to what Lawrence and Tracy and Chris and Chuck and Aaron and Sophia and Dave and all of the leaders here are telling you to do, which is to A, get all in, B, buy the damn master's course when it comes out, C, get to a day, B, get to the event, and whatever else is D. I can't even freaking count because I dropped out in 9th grade and I'm still making up freaking 6 figures a month. Why? Because, guys, my freaking vision is bigger than the bullshit thoughts that cross through my mind that tell me that I can't do it, right? Because every single person on this call has been faced with that shitty-ass thinking that tells us that we cannot do it, that we are not good enough, that we don't have the skill sets, that Chuck Marshall has a nicer butt than I do, so I can't make $70,000 a month. Right? We're all faced with that kind of thinking, right? But somehow, some way, every single person on this hangout overcame that, right? from one decision, one day decided that they were going to get all in, and now look at where they're at. Tam was in a cubicle 6 months ago. Chris Darty was on a freaking construction site a year and a half ago, whatever. Marshall was in a damn trailer. Aaron and Sophia, I mean, they've been in the industry for a little while, but don't you think that they did not go through their pains and struggles too? And Tracy, I'm going to turn it over to you for your final thoughts, because Lord knows you've been through the ringer too.
Absolutely. And you asked initially, why should people be all in? And what I found is that on the other side of being all in is literally where the commitment is. When you are somewhat in, when your toe is in, when you're only at the $25 level, when you're only at a point where you're not fully committed, well, you're retracting the money from you. You're keeping it. You're keeping it at bay with your hand like this by not just getting all in. And as with anything, I mean, people do it at church. You know, you get baptized, and what happens? The pastor submerges you in the water. You have to be all in. Anything that you do when you get married, you know, I've been married before, and you go and you give the vow, and it's all in. Right? You're not testing to see, you get all in. And any business, any venture that Donald Trump takes advantage of, or Bill Gates, or anyone, high, extreme wealthy people, when they decide to go forth, they go all in. And it's a calculated risk, yes, but it is either all or nothing. And you've got to live in that way, because if you don't do it that way, you'll half-ass everything that you do because of a safety net. And for me, there were no other options. I had to make this work. And when you have to make something work and you're fully committed, you just do. So the answer to the question for me is that it is only on the other side of being all in where the commitment lies and where the abundance can begin to flow.
Yeah, absolutely. I just got to tell you, I mean, here's what I want to tell you, ladies out there, is that we've got room for you here. We've got room to empower the women. We've got room to get you, to put you on stage. We want you on stage here. I mean, we literally, now there's a lot of badass women. This is not about getting more women because you're out there. You're there. It's not that we need more women. You're already there. We want you to run with us. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I want you to look at just the two women that are on this hangout tonight, Sophia and Tracy. This is hope that I see, right? I have a daughter. She's 12 years old. She's about to be 13. And I can tell you that she's been through some shit in her life, right? She's been through some shit. And I don't want to get all into it, but all of you can relate to it in some way or another, just from most likely probably your childhood. I take responsibility for the shit that I put my daughter through. I was young. I was 16 when I had her. She and I only take responsibility for my stuff. I never ever say anything negative about anybody else, but I can tell you, not to her or not to you, not to anybody else, because the only thing that I'm worried about is me and what I do. But I can tell you that women need hope, right? Women need hope. And I can tell you that if you're a woman and you're watching this tonight and you're on the fence, you're wondering if you should do it, if you should make a decision, if you should get all in with us and run with us, I can tell you that there's a woman or women out there who need you. They need you bad. They need you to give them hope. And we want you to run with us. So I just appreciate you, Tracy. I appreciate you, Sophia. And you both of you women just alone, right? Because the cool thing is we've got women who stand on their own. They're just unbelievable. They stand on their own. They're badass all in and of themselves. And I just appreciate you having you here, because you give us this amazing contrast and this wonderful feminine touch that we just need to keep us rowdy-ass boys in shape. Right, Aaron? Tam, what's your now you're sitting over there, you're doing the night thing because you've got the baby now, yeah. Right? You've got the newborn, and but what's your thoughts, dude? I mean, you're just this frugal Asian man who, you know, is making this unbelievable amount of money, and it's just you. Somebody said you look like Robert Kiyosaki sitting there. I don't know what you look like, but I just want to spend you money right now. I'm not playing.
Oh man. Oh man, yeah. My thoughts are, man, you need to be investing in your education daily, If you're not growing, I mean, if you don't want to invest in yourself, I mean, just build value in yourself. And how do you do that? Read a book, go through some trainings, watch some videos, go to events, meet cool people, and if you do that, man, it's destined to happen. And you have a vehicle now that pays you ridiculous returns. In terms of make a $25 sale, you get 25 back. That's crazy. That's crazy talk. I mean, I say just buy it all and understand the master's course is a master's course. I mean, it's there to take you from 0 to 250 a month, not a year.
I mean, damn, we could end the call with that, but I mean, Darty's head's starting to glow. I don't know if you guys see that or not, but it's starting to. Now, hold on. When I say something funny, damn it, Darty's head's starting to glow. That badass little thing there. I feel like David Letterman a little bit. I actually watched TV a little bit the other night, and that shit's actually funny. But then I remembered why I don't ever watch it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so freaking ridiculous. But anyways, Darty, Lord knows you're a schemer. You're kind of an angel, right? More of a prophet, but definitely a schemer. And my phrase for Darty is "Thou shalt not." Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'll be here for about 10 more minutes. I'm going to say this and turn it over to you, Darty, for closing thoughts. Thou shalt not be poor.
That's definitely my new motto, my new commandment to everyone here on the call tonight. Thou shalt not be poor. Does that work, bro? Does that work? Seriously, guys. I mean, we could go on and on and on and on like I usually do, and if you get in the master's course, you'll realize that one of my secrets to success is making videos that go on and on and on. But we're not going to do that tonight. There's probably 100 reasons why you should not only just get the master's course, but just be all in. Not just in buying the course, but in your business overall. This isn't something new that we just made up when we started Empower Network. You know what I mean? I mean, it kind of caught on. But this is something that I've been doing since the day I started my business, and something that Dave actually repeated over and over. We didn't call it all in back then. We just said buy everything, right? That kind of translated into get all in. But here's the thing. Not only do you need the information that's in the course, because it is the information that every single one of us on this panel right now, and everyone that taught in the master's course, and everybody that has had a lot of success in the industry that I've ever met, whether they attribute it to these things or not, this is what made them successful. This is what brought them from nothing to where they are right now. So you need the information, but not only do you just need the information, you need to be invested, like Tracy was saying, emotionally into your business. You need to be all in. You need to be committed, right? The exact reason why some of you are thinking, I don't know if I should do this, is the exact reason you should do it, okay? Because if you have a reservation about your business right now, if you're thinking my business isn't worth $3,000 or whatever in the world the thing's selling for, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If you don't think that your business is worth that, then you should just quit altogether. You know what I mean? Not that if you don't have the $3,000 you should quit, but if you don't think your business is worth at least $3,000, you should throw in the towel. And I'm serious. You know what I mean? We're not trying to keep you around just to string you along and try to get money out of you. We want you to be successful. We want you to be one of the people that makes $100,000 a month here in Empower Network, right? We no wussies allowed. We don't make any apologies about that. If you're a wussy, you can leave now. You know what I mean? Not a problem. We want serious, committed, hardcore entrepreneurs here at Empower Network, and that's exactly what we got in this panel right now. That's exactly the people that were all in at San Diego. 3,000 people there, 95% of them making money. Why? Because they were all in, because they committed, because they decided a long time ago that they're going to make this work, that they can make this work, and they're going to do whatever the heck they got to do to make it work, right? If you're having a resistance right now to spending money on something that's going to change your life, that's exactly why you need to do it. You need to get over that. You need to break through that barrier that's keeping you back from success in your business. When I first got started online, I ran into a barrier. I was making $600 a month, living on unemployment from construction, and we had bills way more than that. I ran into Dave Wood. He was selling the course for $500. I didn't have the money to buy it. After that, he was selling a business for $500. I didn't have the money to do that. What did I do? I bought it, right? It was 2 months pay for me. I had a house, I had bills, I had kids to feed, and I made a decision because I looked at Dave and I saw if that guy can do it. And I'm telling you, if you look at us right now, you see that we're doing this. You can do it. God help me. I dropped out in 9th grade. I was a stinking drug addict before I met the Lord. I failed in every stinking thing I've ever tried in my life, right? But I made this work. Why? Because the information I got and that you will get in the course, but also because I made that decision. If I can do this, guys, you can do it. I'm telling you, you just need to commit. You need to make the decision that you are all in, that you're going to make this work, that this business is the last one for you, that you're not going to try 10 more things before you finally throw in the towel, that you are committed, that you're planting your flag here, and you are all in. You're going to make this work, and making the decision right now to get the master's course is going to flip that switch. And you're going to be way too far in. You need to get to the point of no return, to where if you look back and say, I'm going to quit now, you feel like an idiot, right? That's what you need to do. Right? Get to the point where it's like, shoot, I got way too much involved here. There ain't no way I'm quitting. Some of you guys are in at 25, maybe 100. Maybe you're even all in up to what we have so far in Empower Network, but that isn't enough commitment for you to decide to actually take action with what you already know, right? If you ain't going to take action with the master's course, just forget it. You know what I mean? Just forget the whole thing. No wussies allowed. We already said that. You know what I mean? If you think you're just going to buy something that's going to magically make you money, you're wrong, right? But if you apply what you learn, if you apply what we teach you, if you apply what I learned when I first got started, which is exactly what we cover in the master's course, you will change your life. See this check sitting behind me? I have never made that much money in a year in my life, ever. And I got it on stage at an event in Empower Network. And I want you guys, every single one of you that buys the course right now, to be on stage in Austin with a check in your hand, walking across stage with me. I can go on forever about this stuff, guys. Listen, make a decision, commit, right? If you feel funny about spending money, you need to get rid of that, because you will never have success if you are emotionally attached to money, right? The reason I make money, a bunch of money in my business, because I could care less about the stuff. There's tons of it, guys. There's an unlimited amount of it, more than you could ever hold in your hand. You could fill your house up with it. Money is it's just paper. Seriously, it is just paper. We got $1 on here? I got a no cash policy. I would rip up some money if I had some. I'll rip up a credit card if you want me to. I'll put it in the my shredder. I don't really give a shit. Money is nothing, guys, and you can have as much of it as you want if you detach yourself emotionally from it and decide that you're going to have more. And that's what I did, and that's what you do when you decide to buy now and get the master's course. Just do it. All right? I'm done. I'm done. I've had way too much coffee. But seriously, guys, just make the decision that you are going to make this happen. Believe in yourself that you can make it happen. Listen, if you believe that you can, you will. And if you believe that you can, you will get the courses you need. You will be all in. You will be committed because you know it's going to happen, right? And if you don't know what's going to happen, you need to work on that. Seriously, you better plug in to the Inner Circle audios. You better plug in to the Empower Hour. You better be in Austin, right? Because that's where your belief level is going to soar. And coming out of that thing, your life is never going to be the same. Make a decision, guys.
My boy Pastor Darty just laid it down.
Darty.
Thou shalt not be poor, dude.
Thou shalt not be poor.
Thou shalt not be a wussy.
That's our first commandment. Thou shalt not be a wussy.
That's right.
Now, Chuck Marshall, you're just, I can't even say enough about you because you're just this internet gangster and this mystical creature who just, I mean, literally, I think you just command commissions into your bank account. I mean, seriously, you're this big teddy bear, but what I actually think that you do is I think that you look at your computer and you're just like, I command you to send me a commission to my bank account, and it gets so damn intimidated that it just sends you a damn commission.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed. I don't know how I follow Darty. That's hard. That's hard to follow. He put it all. I mean, the way he put it down there is like, well, just drop the mic and we're done. I mean, that was perfect. But no, to me, like what I want to say to wrap it up is kind of like bits and pieces of what everybody said so far. I mean, what I was going to say is definitely what Tracy said is just, making the commitment is to me the most important part. Like Chris said, detach yourself from money. I mean, I don't care how much it costs. Because I think about money differently now. I mean, it's cool to make a bunch, but like I said, I'm not emotionally attached to it anymore. I went through a materialistic phase when I started making money initially, and now I got past all that stuff, and now it's I would do whatever it takes to to keep growing and keep advancing myself. That's why I was saying I learned stuff at the master's course. I know I don't know everything. There's a heck of a lot of stuff I don't know, and I keep trying to educate myself, just like what Lawrence had said. Take some steps to educate yourself and keep growing a little bit every single day, and spending the money or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just making the commitment is what matters. When you do that for yourself and you make that commitment to go all in, or that's what's going to change for you. When you make that commitment, now you're like, okay, my failure is not an option. Because when I hear like folks tell me, and I don't mean to be rude or whatever, but when people tell me, well, I'm just going to start out at the $25, it's like, okay, well, that's okay if that's what you want to do. But to me, what I'm hearing is, I'm already thinking this isn't going to work, and I'm only going to lose $25 when it doesn't work for me. And to me, it's like, if you're thinking that way, just keep your money and wait till you're ready, because you're not ready yet, no matter how much it is. So for me, it's like when people make the commitment to to go all in and keep learning and keep growing themselves. That's the kind of people I like to work with. That's who I like to surround myself with. I feel like I've become friends with everybody here on this panel, and there's a lot of cool stuff I could learn from everybody here too that I know I don't know everything about. And so like when you have a chance to meet up with everybody, like at the master's course, I mean, and get the product, and you'll get to learn from everybody that was all of us that were there, and a bunch of people that were there teaching that aren't here now. And for me, it's just like just make the commitment to do it, because when you make that commitment and failure is not an option for you, you're gonna make it work. I mean, that's what I had to do. And for me, it took finding out I was going to have a kid to to get me there, to make the commitment, because otherwise, what was I going to keep doing? Keep working at the concrete plant and for 40 grand a year, and that's before they took taxes out. My wife was working at like frickin' Walgreens as a pharmacy tech, and that's what we were doing, and we had enough money to like pay the bills and maybe have like a pizza on the weekends or something, or go see a movie. That's like what we did, paycheck to paycheck. But when I found out I was going to have a child, I said, well, there's a lot of extra stuff I just spend money on that I have no clue about, and that's really what lit the fire underneath me, is that I had this little guy, going to be dependent on me, and so I made the commitment. So whatever it is for you guys, or whatever, everybody watching, whatever your reason is, whatever your why is, I mean, find that and make the commitment. I mean, whether you lost, whether you're trying to replace an income, or you want to supplement a current one, or you have goals, or whatever it is. I mean, set that, make the commitment, and take massive action with it, because really it all comes down to you. I mean, we can have the coolest system, the best products, the coolest people, the greatest events, but if you don't do anything with it, nothing's going to come of it. So making that commitment and taking the steps to take action is what's going to make the big difference. So that's why I think that everybody should, that's listening, should get involved, get all in, and make that commitment for yourself, because it's going to pay off big when you do.
Absolutely.
Well, there it is. I mean, that's the bottom line facts, and you're coming from somebody like that, guys. I don't know how the hell you can't get all in, truthfully, because I mean, the man literally went from sitting in a damn trailer. I don't even know if it was a double wide. Was it a double wide, Chuck?
I think it was. It was kind of like two of them put together. Like one, there was like a seam
That's
in the
a double
middle.
wide.
Yeah, there was a seam in the middle, and I don't know. It's my first experience being in one, so I wasn't sure I wasn't sure how they worked. It had wood paneling for the walls, like you'd see in the 70s or 80s. It was just awesome. It was crazy. Yeah, it was just that by itself should have been enough motivation to be like, okay, I need to change something here. So.
Hey, Aaron and Sophia. I mean, you guys I tell you what, you guys are like a power couple here. I mean, just having you on board. I've said this 100 million times. You guys, you believed in us from the very beginning, and I'm you. Just there was when here's what I want to tell you before I just turn it over to them for closing thoughts. Is Aaron and Sophia, when we were getting started, and there were so many people who were sitting on the sidelines, and I'm talking about people who could get in and make money. We're talking about people who already had established a presence. They could really get in and make it happen. They were hesitant. They stood back. They criticized. They threw stones. A lot of them honestly let their egos get in the way of their bank accounts, truthfully. And there's some people out there who are still doing that, right? They could have already got in and made freaking 100,000, truthfully. And of course, I'm speaking from the perspective of being an affiliate. Who knows what you can do just with the information in our products, right? But Aaron and Sophia, and this is a very good lesson for you guys who are on the call tonight, just about belief, just about having faith. This is just about believing in something that's bigger than just yourself, because what I can tell you about these guys is they've got a vision that's much bigger than just themselves. And that's why at the very beginning, when you guys, when we met, we spent a little bit of time together, you took a look at what we did. Now I want to ask you a question. If it's good enough for Aaron and Sophia, how is it not good enough for you? Because Aaron and Sophia did their due diligence. They said, I know you guys did, because you've said this before. You sat around for a couple of weeks and you were kind of going through everything with is this something that we want to get involved with? And you guys did. And from day one, when you made the decision to do it, and again, I remind you guys, if it's good enough for Aaron and Sophia, they've done their due diligence. These guys are not going to put their name on. Now, none of these leaders are, but Aaron and Sophia, I know that they're not going to put their name on something that's not some good shit. They put their name on it, and since the day that they've got involved, have been full force, and I have never, not even through the challenges, saw you guys waver or be indecisive. You've always kept your vision, and that's why you've made millions in this industry. So just going to turn it over to you. Not only are you a badass female, and Aaron, of course, he's a badass. We've got a bromance going on and everything else. Hold on a second. I need my hearts. I need my hearts. I don't know if I can get my hearts going, but anyways, you guys are just, there it is. So I got my hearts for my bromance. But you guys are badasses, and I just want to turn it over to you for closing thoughts, because you're a power couple, and I'll tell you what, it's a damn honor to have you on, and I couldn't tell you that enough.
I appreciate that, Dave. I'll speak first a little bit and then turn it over to Aaron. I just listening to everybody, I mean, you guys are just fantastic. Number one, the leadership here, it's very, very humbling, and we haven't been in too many, I don't think any companies where there hasn't been a tremendous amount of ego involved, and they prance you across stage if you're making a couple, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 in MLM. They prance you across stage, and like you're the king of the world or something. It's such a big joke. Where here, I mean, people are making incomes in 1 month that we would make in a year. And I remember the day, where I used to, I didn't have any money. When I was in my mid-20s or late 20s, going on vacation, and you know what vacation was? It was staying at the Best Western and flying on a red-eye flight because couldn't afford it, or driving there. Driving by or walking by shops that I couldn't go in because I didn't even have, I wouldn't dare look at something that was even 10 or 20 bucks at a souvenir shop because I couldn't afford it. And always going to eat at the most inexpensive places and still looking at the prices on the menu and knowing that I couldn't even afford those prices. And so, I looked at that and I thought, is this how I want to live the rest of my life, really? I mean, is this what God put me into this universe for? Was so that I could suffer and always desire for things that I couldn't have, and I mean, I just didn't want to continue to live that life, and I knew certainly going down that path, and where I was, I mean, going down that way where was that getting me? I mean, really, was everything that I was doing and going down that way, was that serving me? I knew that I had to do something different. I mean, because what the choices that I had made, the decisions that I had made, brought me to, you know, barely being able to afford anything, and just not even really being able to get by, wondering where rent money was going to come from, you know, getting on my knees and praying to God to help me, you know, and all the signs are always there in front of us. It's in us, and it's a decision on whether or not we decide to act on these signs and these intuitions and everything that's delivered to us. And many of you are not doing that. You say that you want one thing, but then it's being delivered to you, and then you don't act on it. And it's like that person that's standing on top of the roof because there's a flood around them, and they're praying to God, God, please come and save me. And so, you know, all these signs come by, boats come by, and they want to save the person, and the person goes, no, I want a helicopter to come by and save me. You know, I mean, I'm standing on the rooftop, and my house is going underwater, and I know you're coming on a boat to come and save me, but I don't, just go by. I want a helicopter to come and save me. It's like all these signs keep coming, and then you don't act on it, and you wonder, you know, why is my life the way it is? And you know, when I did everything opposite of how I was raised to do things, that's when things turned around, because we have these stories in our mind and how we were raised, and you know, these stories that we buy into. And how has that served us? I mean, if it served you in a place where you're not happy about your life, do something completely opposite. And so if your mind is resisting getting all in and investing that $3,500 plus, you know, I mean, obviously we know, you know, getting in to all the levels, it's over 3,500, but getting in at the Costa Rica, the master's course here is at $3,500. If your mind is resisting that, you have to do opposite of what your mind is telling you. Because look at your life, look at where you're at. Is every decision, every choice that you've ever made, how has that served you so far? And if it hasn't served you well, then you have to do something completely opposite. And I'm a big, you know, believer. I'm very connected to spirit. I'm connected to the universe and the laws of the universe. And, you know, I've said this in Atlanta. You've got your social laws, which are the laws that of just, you know, being nice and kind and respectful to others around you. That's your social law. And then you've got your civil laws, where you're respecting the laws of the road and federal laws and, you know, driving and, you know, civil laws. And then you've got the law of the universe. You cannot, I mean, those other two laws you can escape, you can get away with some things, but the law of the universe, you cannot get away. And whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. So if you resist investing money into your business and doing something better for your life, which is exactly why you came here, if you resist that, that is what you're going to get back. You're going to get resistance in every way in your business, and then you'll wonder, well, what happened? Why didn't I, you know, why didn't this succeed for me? Why didn't this business venture succeed? Because you resisted, and that's what you are bringing back and attracting back into your life. And so, you know, I encourage you to do completely opposite of what your mind and how you've been raised has always told you, because it's not working out. You got to do something different. And that's why you got to get all in. Bottom line is, it's like you said, Dave, we have bigger dreams and bigger goals and bigger desires than just for ourselves and our family. It's all about paying it forward to the world, giving back as much as we possibly can. And I don't know any poor people that are able to help other poor people. Only people with money gives you time, lifestyle, and the freedom to pay it back and pay it forward. And I know the more money that we make, the more we can pay forward.
Right.
I would love to see us pay, $10 million a year minimum in taxes. You know why? Because that means we're making $50 million a year, so that we can travel the world and pay it all back and pay it forward. I mean, that is the bottom line, what we're here to do. So, turn it over to Erin.
So you got to get all in, is what she said.
Exactly. You gotta get all in.
That's my girl, Sophia. I love her.
She's awesome.
Aaron,
Jason,
what's up, big dog? And by the way, Sophia, I just appreciate you, and I tell you what, what do you even say to that except you're just badass?
Right.
Seriously. I mean, truthfully, when you hear somebody and they're speaking from their heart and they're speaking the truth, and there's somebody who has what you want, right? And they're coming from a place of authenticity, it's hard to, you just appreciate it because you feel it. Aaron, you got any closing thoughts for us, brother? I mean, dude, seriously, if there's one, honestly, we're making 1,000 a pop off of smacks on Chuck's ass. Seriously, I mean, I think we could probably create another income stream for you as well if you want. I mean, just let me know.
Might be more in the three grand range, maybe for Aaron.
I mean, I pay $3,000. Seriously.
It's priceless, guys. Priceless.
For you, Darty, it's $46.25.
She's dead.
And that's not a call to get all in either, buddy. So yeah, no, it's like Sophia said. You throw a drowning person a life preserver, and the smart ones don't throw it back and say, "Hey, this doesn't fit."
Right.
I mean, the bottom line is that the product itself, it's a standalone product. It's worth, like I told David Wood in Costa Rica, right at the course, it's worth $40,000.
Yeah.
And if it's worth $40,000 without actually being able to market it, then this is something that everybody should have. It's funny, we probably shouldn't say this, and I'm going to say it anyway. But we were at that same resort just 3 months before the Masters retreat, and we were at a $40,000 event. What we learned in 2 days with Empower Network really should have made our event, the Masters course event in Costa Rica, right there with all these badass leaders. That should have made our event worth about $140,000. Not comparatively speaking, but the content and the information, the education, the inspiration alone, was worth 6 figures for us. And so, I don't think I need to say much more about the product because, products change people's lives. And if you think about it, everybody on this hangout, everybody who's successful, who gets on stage, is a byproduct of a product that they invested in at one time. And the truth of the matter is that without these products, you're not going to learn how to market anything. You're not going to learn how to make money in this niche on the internet. There's nothing out there. I mean, we do research. We are very close friends with a lot of other company owners and product developers, and we've researched and done it all. And, over the past 4 years, we've done a lot of what, what the Empower Network teaches, but only up to, say, the 15K formula. And this product is going to allow us to take our business to the next level. More importantly, what we see it being able to do for members of our team who've asked us the same question: how do I go from where you're at to where I really want to be, which is a $10 million a year income? And people have bigger dreams than that. But I think, long and short, because I could sit here and talk all night until we got to go put Legend to bed. But the thing of I think the biggest factor in whether or not people, when they make their decision, here's what you got to start doing. You got to start living from your heart and stop thinking about your wallet. And stop letting your bank account determine how you live. And when you start living and coming from a place of really living out what's in here inside you, and you stop thinking yourself out of success, you're going to start attracting not just more money, but you're going to start attracting the finer things in life. The people who you want to be around, the networks that you want to be surrounded by, the relationships that you've always wanted, the mentorships that you know that you deserve. And when you put the brakes on and when you resist, like Sophia said, you're saying no to all of those things in life that are already right here inside your heart. So you're denying yourself, you're denying your life, and you're pushing away further and further the success that you came here for. And so you play at the top, you play from the top, and then that's how you get there. And then when you get to the top, you just have to know that the top is really just the start of a higher climb.
Yeah.
And if you talk to Dave Sharp and you talk to Dave Wood, these guys are making millions of dollars now with, you know, the Empower Network, and I think they made that kind of income prior to the Empower Network. I know that these guys have, you know, smacked a grand slam here. But if you ask Dave and Dave, and this is how you can measure the true, the real heart of a leader, is that they know that they just really entered the game. This is a lot bigger than what it appears to be right now. If this was a ball game, I said this on stage in San Diego, this would be like the top of the first inning. And, you know, I know this is going to continue to go on for years, decades, and it'll be passed on to our kids. And I know that's what you guys are going to be doing as well. So, you know, the key is to just play from the top, play from the heart, and let what you really want in life guide you right now. Because, and what Darty said, you know, it's the one thing that's stopping you from saying yes. That's the exact same reason why you've got to get in. Because if you don't have the money, this is exactly why the right people will find a way to come up with it and get it done sooner than later, because they know how important it is, not just for themselves, but for all the people that they're going to be able to touch in their lives as well. So I just thought I'd share that with you guys. My son just fell asleep in our arms. I saw Chuck giving his kid a kiss goodnight. I put Legend up to bed about 20 minutes ago. And I think we're frozen here.
No, you're good, brother. I can see you, man. And, you know, I was reading a comment about, I think it was John Chapman saying something. By the way, John, great to have you on, buddy. You're a badass. I tell you what, John, I met John Chapman out in Santa Clara, and of course he was at San Diego. This is a dude that shows up to events, right? He's a really super cool guy, and he pointed out the fact that, and this is, I think, something that a lot of people miss when we're doing things like this, is that we're all hanging out at our houses, right? It's what? It's 12:36 Eastern time, right? My daughter's in her bed in this home. Now, of course, she's a ways away, right? So she can't really hear me yelling and ranting and screaming. But the truth of the matter is my daughter's been hearing me ranting and screaming and on conference calls since the very beginning when I started marketing. She's heard me. She's seen me. I've always been at home. 9 p.m. Eastern at night when I do a conference call, I don't have to leave the house, because I'm right here with her, guys. This is about building a business. This is about detaching from all of the bullshit, all of the things that really are there put in place to keep us in freaking bondage. Bondage is not just about the things that people talk about. Bondage, the system, really has moved in this direction of keeping people like sheep being herded. I'm on this thing right now because there's political stuff going on right now. There's all kinds of different things going on that are influencing people, that are putting them back mentally and emotionally in a place that makes them think that they don't have power and they're not in control. And guys, I don't mean control as in you don't need help and you don't need other people. But the truth of the matter is the thing that is going to not only change, and again, not getting on a political rant, but this country as well as ourselves, our communities, our family, is us. Nobody else is going to do it for us. Nobody else is going to give us the tools, give us the keys to the kingdom. Guys, it's about connecting with the right info, with the right people at the right time. And when you do that, the sky is the limit. When you do that, you can go from being a frugal Asian man who sit in a freaking cubicle dadgum 6 months ago to making 60, 70, 80,000 a month. When you do that, you can go from being a bald-headed, shiny, bald, glowing-headed Christian man who worked on a damn construction site, who a year ago was sitting in front of a video watching another ex-homeless guy who lived in a van down by the damn river showing what he had done to be able to make money and made a decision. You can be a freaking mystical creature like Chuck Marshall, who worked in a freaking double-wide trailer, guys, who worked in a double-wide trailer with that ugly-ass wood paneling on the side that nobody wants to look at, taking freaking orders from assholes like me who was sitting here who had another dream, right, working on another construction site, and they all made a decision. Aaron and Sophia, same thing. Tracy, corporate world, grinding and freaking doing her thing. Guys, no matter where you're at, where you've been, what tools or skill sets you have, right here in Empower, there's a place for you. Right here in Empower, you can come in and we'll show you and teach you how to take the skill sets that you have and turn them into $1 million paycheck that not only you can get paid today, but we'll also teach you guys how to get paid years from today. Guys, this is not about coming in and getting rich quick. However, there's nothing wrong with getting rich quick. The truth of the matter is I enjoy getting rich quick. This is about coming in and learning how to create wealth, not only financially, but how to create wealth mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, like pretty much all of the leaders on the call tonight were saying. If you look and listen, actually past the words that they're saying, you hear them coming from all of the different perspectives, the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual, right? This is about getting centered and balanced. This is about improving all of the different elements, and those are the four main elements of a human being, is the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. And here's what we have inside of Empower. We have the richest group of leaders who are not only rich financially, but they're rich mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And that is what it takes in order to live a fulfilling life to where at the end of your life you do not have regrets. Because I can tell you something, friends, as I can help you make money. That's not a problem. But guess what I can also help you do? Guess what else we can also help you do? Is learn how to not only love what you do, feel good about what you do, but go out there and help others do the same. And there is a big, big difference than crossing the stage for a big-ass check and knowing behind the scenes that you really, really can't go out there and help other people do it because either the system is too complicated, the information is too diluted, or the people that you're involved in, their intentions are just not in the right place. Guys, this is not a perfect storm because of just the big checks or the huge events that are doubling every freaking 3 months. This is about a perfect storm of people, right? People who have been through the shit, who have sat in the same seat that you're sitting at right now, who have gone through the situation scenarios that you're going through right now, who will literally reach out to you and show you how to do it. And the only decision that you have to make is whether you're going to reach back or not. Guys, this is not about investing in the master's course. That's a given. $3,500, get it and buy it, period. Because what you're going to learn in it is going to make you back 10, maybe 20 or 30 times, and who knows, it may make you millions over the course of the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years. Guys, this is about, like we always say, realizing that you cannot sit there and think yourself into a new way of acting. I talked about some on the call the other night. You literally have to turn this off and act yourself into a new way of thinking. Guys, I can't tell you that enough. This is about taking action. This is about doing it. This is about deciding. This is about getting in and doing whatever it takes. And guys, me personally, when I got started, I worked construction all day and I came home and worked my business at night. That's just what I did. And you know what? People around me looked at me and said, Dave, what the hell are you doing? This is crazy. But guys, I had a dream I was not willing to give up on. And here's even when you start to play a bigger game, is when you're not willing to give up on people, even when they're willing to give up on themselves, or even when they're willing to give up on you, you believe in them, you empower them, and you stay pushing forward with positive energy, realizing that eventually if you persevere, you will win them over. And guess what? Because they can't defeat you, guess what they'll do? They'll join you. They will join you. They will join you. Because what's happened with Empower is so many different lessons that have happened. It's not just about having the best products in the industry. It's not just about having the best checks in the industry. We have that. It's about all of the other things that are happening around that if you open your eyes, you'll realize that there's a lesson in almost everything that happens. For example, like I just said, guys, we have pushed forward, followed our dream, made a decision, haven't wavered, have stayed consistent, and guess what? People who were not going to join at first, people who joined and then got uninvolved have got re-involved again. Why? because we've pushed forward, guys. We've stayed with a consistent message, and we have created success because of those elements. So, guys, the question is not, is Empower Network good enough or badass enough? The question is, because there ain't no wussies allowed, is are you badass enough for Empower Network? That is the question. Right. That is the only question that you need to be asking yourself when you are watching this video and then looking at yourself in the mirror, making a decision, doing the exercise that Wood taught on the Monday night call. If you listen to that call, friend, you will have a breakthrough. You go and you do that exercise. That is what we all did to break through. We said, this is what I'm doing. I'm getting the money to do it. I'm making the decision. I'm going to be resourceful regardless of the resources that I have, and I'm going to make it happen. And guys, if you do